Hi, this is Priyanka. He's Mohan.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, we both have a 15 years of experience in testing. First of all, welcome to the Interview Preparation SDET YouTube channel. This channel is designed to help you crack SDET interviews with confidence and clarity. In each video, we'll first explain the topic in few minutes. Keep it short, simple, and to the point. Then we will cover real-time interview questions that are commonly asked on that particular topic. Along with that, we give tips and how to answer them effectively in your interview. We are starting with the XPath and gradually we'll move into the core Java concepts, automation framework, API testing, and more. Okay, if you have any questions or need help with a specific topic, just drop a comment below. I am here to support your journey, guys. Okay, thank you. Over to Mohan.
Yeah, thank you, Priyanka. And as Priyanka told, right, we are going to discuss in this session XPath and XPath access. So if you take any web automation, we'll have two things. One is identify elements on a web page plus perform action on them. So locators play a vital role while identifying the elements in a web page. How many locators are there in Selenium? There are 8 locators. ID, the thumb rule is after ID, right? We have 3 locators with the name. Okay, 3 locators with the name, class name. Next one is tag name. The fifth and sixth are like for the links. Okay, link test. Sixth one is partial link test. This 6 locators is also called direct locators. We are going to directly match with the attribute value in the HTML DOM. Okay, in the HTML representation of the element. The other two locators are customized locators, XPath, and the last one is CSS selector. CSS selector. Okay, in nowadays interviews, right? In most of the interviews always starts with share your screen and write a XPath locator for any web element in a web page. So if you want to write locators, first write how you are going to write the locators. How you are going to write the locators? How you are going to write the locators? For writing locators, you need to understand the HTML DOM. HTML DOM. HTML, understanding the HTML DOM is very important while writing the locators. If you take any web page, for example, this is a web page. It's an Amazon web application. This is one of the web page in the Amazon web application. If you inspect, we are going to get this, the above one, the above top one is a web page. The below is nothing but the HTML DOM, HTML representation of the above web page. Okay, this is the web element. Today's deals is a web element. If I inspect this, it's going to inspect in the HTML DOM. This is the HTML representation. This is the HTML representation of the above element, today's deals element. So if I want to write any locator for any element, you want to understand this HTML representation in the DOM. Okay, HTML representation of this DOM. This HTML representation, this is the HTML representation of any web element in a DOM. Always every web element will start with a tag name. What is the tag name here? A is the tag name, and followed by attribute pair values. These are like attribute pair values. What is the attribute? href, and its value is this one. And what is the attribute pair value? Other attribute pair value? Class. What is that attribute pair? Other attribute pair value? Tab index. Like this, right? Every web element will have, right, a tag name followed with the attribute pair value. The text which is present between the end tag, this is the HTML element, right? This is the HTML element. It will always starts with the HTML tag name, ends with the HTML tag name. The text which is present between the greater than and less than, we call it as, right, web element text. This is the web element text. So in this session, right, we are going to concentrate on XPath. XPath. Okay. Mainly XPath, right? What is XPath? What is XPath? XPath is nothing but it's a XML path. It's a XML path to identify an element in DOM, HTML DOM. For example, this is the right HTML element. How we are going to identify this? This is the today's element in the web page. How we are going to identify? By using this HTML representation. How we are going to identify? Right? This is the path. From here, we are going to navigate to here. It's kind of like, for example, if you want to identify some file in a folder. If you want to identify some file in a folder, how you are going to identify? You open the desktop. Inside that desktop, you're going to have some path. Inside that folder, you're going to open the file name, right? That is the hierarchy. In the same way, right? XPath is nothing but it's XML path to identify an element. So XPath is divided into two types. How many types? Two types. First one is absolute XPath. Absolute XPath. Second one is relative XPath. Relative XPath. Absolute XPath always starts from the root node and it will point to the particular node. Always start from where? From the root node. It will start from the root node and it will point to the your current node. Okay. If you take this element, if you take the same element, today's deals, for example, let's take mobiles. Let's take mobiles or customer service. Let's take customer service. So how the absolute XPath will look like, right? This is the absolute XPath. It will start with HTML body root node. It will start with the root node, then it will move. This is like path C. From here, we are navigating to the particular node, customer, customer services. This is the entire path from the root node. What is the relative XPath? Relative XPath, we are going to write the XPath, XML path to identify particular element. Always write relative XPath starts with a double slash. Okay, to write the relative XPath, right? To write the relative XPath, you want to know the syntax. Syntaxes for XPath expressions. There are many ways to write the XPaths. Okay, one of the common generic syntax for writing an XPath is slash 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 tag name at the rate attribute equal to attribute value. Okay, so if I want to write an XPath for this, if I want to write an XPath for this, if I want to write an XPath for this, let's take a simple element. I don't want to confuse you. Okay, let's take a simple element so that you can understand better. Okay, let's take a simple element. Inspect. So this is a element. This is a HTML representation. What is the web element? This is the web element. See, it will identify. See, in the top right in HTML in a web element page, in the web page, first name. There is the HTML representation. Just copy this. Copy outer HTML. Okay. This is the HTML representation. So I want to write an XPath for this. This is the syntax. Now tell me how I can write an XPath. What is the tag name here? The tag name here is input. Input is the tag name. What is the attribute name? Which one I can use the attribute? If you want to identify a particular element, In a web page, always the priority always goes right. First is ID, next name, next text, next text. These are the priority of the attribute selection while identifying a single element. So I want to identify a single element. So which one I can use? ID is there. ID is there. Yes, ID is there. I can use the ID. What is the syntax? At the rate ID equal to, what is the ID value? First name. Provide the first name. Provide the first name. This is the XPath. This is the XPath of the first name web element in a web page. See, copy this, paste it here. So to check your XPath, right, do Control F. Do Control F, you're going to get here search for, paste it. See, if your XPath is correct or not, right, how you're going to get right? One of one occurrences will be there, one of one occurrence. Then your XPath is ready. It will highlight in yellow color in the HTML DOM and it will get highlighted in the web page. Then your XPath is correct and you're going to have one of one here. One of one here. This is a relative XPath. This is a relative XPath. Relative XPath always starts with double slash. Always starts with double slash and it will point to the particular node. Now tell me, the first interview question in lot of the interviews, right? In lot of the interviews, you are going to get this question. What is difference between absolute XPath and relative XPath? The main differences of this is always the absolute XPath start with a single slash. When it
Mhm.
comes to relative XPath, it will start with a double slash. And absolute XPath is very lengthy. It is very lengthy, and this one is short, very short and sweet. Okay, when it is very lengthy, right, the maintenance is also becomes very difficult. Very difficult. This is like maintenance will be very easy. And coming to performance, absolute XPath is somewhat slower than the relative XPath. Got it? And one more
Mhm.
main difference, right? When it got when it something got break, right? For example, some element got removed. Is it going to work? Absolute path is going to work? No, it's not going to work. The breaking of the absolute X path is probability is very more, but relative X path is very right. It won't break. Why? Because right, it will point to particular. Got it? These are the main differences for the absolute X path and relative X path.
So,
Now, yeah,
Mohan, so in the real-time projects, mostly we use the relative experts, right?
correct. In real time, right, we don't use absolute X path. In real time, we are going to use the relative
Because
X
for
path.
the when you use page object model or anything, so it will not be very readable format when you write the absolute XPath. And as you said, if one of the tag name has been removed, like let's say div or div5 or div2 has been removed, then it would be very tough to find the element by using the absolute XPath, right?
Correct. You are
Mm.
right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. Thank
always
you.
in real time, we are going to use the relative XPath.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
and
you.
right, XPath is very powerful. Why? It has right different syntaxes according to your situation, according to your requirement. You can use that particular syntax to identify web elements in your web page. Okay, we'll see all the different XPath expressions, different XPath syntaxes. The first one is right. The first one is my most favorite XPath syntax is tag name. If you want to learn right anything, right, just follow the syntax. Tag name, text, tag name, sorry, text, text, text equal to your web element text, web element text. Okay, web element text. Now tell me how I can identify this one. There is the one. Okay, take the Amazon. Okay, I want to identify customer services. I want to identify customer services. Now, how I can identify customer services? How I can identify? Control F. What is the tag name? What is the tag name? Tag name here, I told the syntax, right? Tag name. Double slash tag name. What is the tag name? Yay. Yay is the tag name. What is the text here? Copy this text. Okay, what is the tag name? Control F slash slash yay. Write the rectangular bracket. Inside that rectangular brackets, text function equal to in single quote space the customer service. See, it got identified. My XPath is correct. Yes. What is the verification? One of one should come. One of one should come. If it is one of one, your XPath is correct. And it is highlighting yellow color, and it is also highlighting in web page also. See, in web page also it is identifying. See, you can see in the web page, it is identifying in the web page also in yellow color. Not at bottom. This is HTML DOM, the above one in the web page. Okay.
So always the text should be in the middle of less than and then greater than. So
Correct.
then
See
we can
here,
consider that
this
as
is
a
the
text.
text. Correct.
Mhm.
This is the greater than, less than.
Less
This is the
than
text.
text,
This is the text of this web element.
web element. Yeah.
Okay. The next syntax, is just followed with contains. For example, sometimes there is a situation. There is a situation. Now tell me, what is the situation? Can anyone tell? Sometimes right, text is very big. Let's take this one. Let's take this one. I want to identify, for example, let's take this one. For example, uh, where is that? Okay, let's take this one. Okay, Xiaomi, or else like let's take this one, Redmi. Okay, I want to identify this text. I want to identify this web element. I want to identify this web element. Now
But
tell
the
me.
text looks too big, right?
Correct. Now tell me, can I use text function here? I want to identify this web element.
Yeah,
Can
you
I?
can use, but the value is too big here.
Yes. Value is
Mm.
too big here. The text is too big. What is the other? To to avoid this situation, Selenium has provided one more XPath syntax. What is the one more XPath syntax for this? Contains. What is the next one? This is the
Contains.
third one. Sorry, this is the third one. Okay, this is the third one. Text, right? The next one is contains. Contains / syntax for this is tag name contains. What is the syntax for this, right? Use the same thing here. Tag name is there. See, both are same. Just copy. Just copy this entire thing. Just copy this entire thing. Okay, see, inside contains, right? Paste. Instead of right equal to, put comma. Put comma. Okay. Text, comma, web element text. Here you can provide part of the text. Now tell me, which one I can give? You can give at starting, you can give at ending, you can give at middle also. Now tell me, I want to identify this web element text, this web element. Which one I can give in entire text? Which one I can give? I'll give starting text. I want to identify this Redmi 14C 5G, right? Take this, paste this, or use in the write in here only. Why don't I want to write again? I want to write in Notepad plus plus and copyright directly write here only. What is the tag name here? What is the tag name? Span, right? What is the tag name? Span. See here. What is the tag name here? Span. I'll start with span. So now tell me here how many attributes are there? Priyanka, how many attributes are there here for this web element?
No attributes here.
No attributes here. We don't
Mm.
have any attributes. We have only text only. So I can't use attributes. I should go with the text only. But if I use text function, it's too big. I want to use part of the text. For that, I'm going to use contains. Span. What is the syntax? Contains. Inside the contains, put the brackets like a function. Text, function, comma, in single quotes, paste the part of the text. Is it identified?
Yes.
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 This is the usage. Now see, if I use entire text, it's very big. So to avoid this, we used contains. You can have a question, sir. Can I use this contains on a attribute? Yes, you can use contains on attribute level also. You can use contains at attribute level also. For example, let's take this one. Okay, let's take this one. Okay, let's take this one. Assume customer service only. Okay, let's assume customer service only. Can I use contains? For example, let's assume text is not there. Text is not there. For customer service, text is not there. This is the HTML element, right? Text is not there. This is the how I can use. How I can use. I want to use, let's assume I have only href element only. Uh, for example, let's take nothing is there. Okay, nothing is there. Okay, this is the web element. Okay, this is the web element. Now tell me how many attributes are there?
Two
How many
attributes.
attributes? Two
Two.
attributes are there. How many? Two attributes. href class
Class.
attributes. Only two attributes are there. I want to use href attribute. Can I use this much big? Can I use this much big? No. I don't want to use this much big. Then I want to use part of this one. Part of
Yeah.
this one. Which one I can use? I would like to take last thing. Navigation CL. Navigation CSL. Can I take this one? Part of the text. How I can use? How I can use? Slash slash. What is the tag name? Slash slash a contains. Can I use contains? Yes. Method. Did I use method contains? See, method contains at the rate href, comma, in single quotes, use the part of this navigation CSL. Navigation CSL. See, I used part of it. Just copy this, paste it. Paste it here. See, is it identified?
Yes.
Yes. You
So,
can apply
Mohan,
contains on
yeah,
a
one,
attribute level as well.
yeah,
Yes.
one
Go ahead.
doubt.
Yeah.
So this, when the text is like value is too big, then we go with the, uh, sorry, when the attribute value is too big, then we go with this one, right? So here you took not CS helper. Can we take this number 200 507590? Can I take that number?
No. And I say, if you're writing any XPath, right, don't
Hmm.
take any numbers. Numbers are
Okay.
going to change dynamically at runtime.
Mm-hmm.
Always writing an XPath, just think which one I can take. I want to take part of the text, which one I can take.
Which is
Up,
unique, we have to take that one.
correct. Which
Mm-hmm.
is unique, cannot change, right? It cannot be changeable for every launch, right? If you launch your browser again, if
Mm.
this number might change.
Yes. Okay.
So don't take any numbers. Always
Okay.
take right unique things.
So first
Unique
thing, we
things.
have to take the unique things, and second one, it should be readable format as well.
Correct. Readable, and it will give some context. See, you
Hmm.
can see right context. CS help is nothing but the customer service.
Got it.
Okay. Use some meaningful names in the even in the text also.
Got it, Mohan. Thank you.
Okay. Next one is right. Very important question. Very important question. One of the interview it asks. Okay. Last. This is a method. Last. Last. Or else right. I'll start with index. Index first. Okay. One of the interview question there's right. I have five elements. I have five elements. I have five elements. There's an interview question they ask. I have five elements. For the five elements, right? Everything is same. For the five elements, everything is same. Tag name, your attribute values are same. Everything is same. Everything is same. For example, let's take five elements like this. Five elements like this. Five elements are there. For this, right? Five elements. Everything is same. I want to select second element. I want to write identify second element. How I can identify second element? How I can identify second element? For example, go to the page. Go to this web page. Okay, let's identify this. Let's assume. Let's assume for this, right? For this, I have only class name only. I have class name only. Okay, I have class name only. I have class name only. Okay, what is the tag name? What is the tag name? A, right? I have tag name A. What is the XPath? Tag name at the rate class. Attribute value is navigation. How many elements are there? Let's assume it has only class attribute. How many elements are there? 31 elements. I want to identify second element. I want to identify second element. What is the second element? For example, not second element. I'll tell, right? I want to identify MX player. MX player. How I can identify MX player? How I can identify MX player? What is the occurrence? This is the second occurrence. Second occurrence. By using index, if everything is same, we will go for index. What is the syntax of index, right? What is the syntax of index? Your XPath. Your XPath. This is the syntax. Your XPath. Write your XPath. Your XPath in rectangular bracket. There is the index. Your index. Okay. Now I want to identify second. What is the index syntax? Provide the method starting, attending, use. If everything is same, how I can identify? By using index. By using index. Got it? By using index. Okay, this is the index syntax. Now, one more interview question. In one of the product-based company, they asked, I like this question very much, right? There is one web page is there. There is a one web application. If I launch first time, right? If I launch first time, I'm getting one occurrence. If I wrote XPath, XPath is correct. If I wrote an XPath is correct. Your XPath is correct. A, okay. Text equal to MX player. Your XPath is correct. MX player. Your XPath is correct. But right, if I launch first time, if I run first time, right, these occurrences are two. If I run other time, right, occurrences are coming 3. If I run some other time, right, some occurrences are coming 5. Every time, right, occurrences are different. But right, your real element is last occurrence. Every time, right, last occurrence is your correct element. Then in that case, how you are going to select that last element every time, irrespective of any time I launch, right? Last element is your correct element. How you are going to identify? There is a method called last. What is the method? Last. This is very, very important, asked in the latest interview question. Last. How to use that last function, right? Same. Index function is there, right? Instead of index, use last. Use last. See,
So it will give
remove
the
this.
last element of that web page,
Correct.
right?
Last element
Mhm.
of that occurrences.
Occurrences.
Okay.
Okay.
See now, if I use, right, now see, tell me. So what is the last occurrence? 31st element is the last occurrence. What is the last occurrence? Subscribe and save. What is the last element?
Subscribe and save. So instead
Subscribe.
of giving the index as 31,
Ah,
so you can give the
you don't.
last.
Hi.
So
Correct.
that will directly go to the subscribe and
Correct.
save. Okay.
Correct. But you don't know, right? Now I know 31 occurrence it will come. But at runtime, right? Subscribe can and save will come at, right, any position 31, 30. But that
Hmm.
is the last. But that is the last. It will come
Got
at
it.
30 elements. Sometimes come at 30, 29 like that. But it will come at last only. In that case, I'll use last.
So the index might be changed when we refresh the web page. It might be 31, 30, or 29. Anything can be there. But the position will be at the last. So when we, in that case, we can use the last,
Correct.
right?
Last. Correct.
Okay.
Last. Use the method last. This this is a very important interview question. Yes. Okay. Got it? Any doubt on this, Priyanka? Okay.
No, Mohan.
Yes.
Clarified.
Now,
Thank you.
right. One more interview question. They ask very, very important question. A lot of people, so they have given this web page. Okay. They have given this web page. They asked to identify this this label. This label. For this label, tell me how many how many attributes are there for this web element? How many attributes are there? One attribute, that is class. Is text is there? Text is there? Yes, text is there. Now, right, the interviewer asked, can you identify this web element label web element by using text? Now, right, now, right, what they used, right? What they used for this, right? They blindly have written like this: text, text equal to, text equal to. They used, they used input text. They used text input. Okay, what is a text? Text input. Okay, see, is my syntax is correct? Yes, my syntax is correct. For this label, right? What is the text? Text input is the text. But now why it is not identifying? Can you guess, Priyanka, why it is not identifying? My syntax is correct. Why it is not identifying?
It is not identifying. Where is our
Oh,
text?
yeah, this is the
Text
text.
input. Because that is not a text.
This is a text of this label. Yes, this is a text of this label.
But
Why
you
it
said,
is
right, the text will be in the less than and greater than symbol between
this
that.
is yeah this is the text. Your yeah, this is the text of this label. So this is the other element. It will be like this only between these labels and this only. This is a text only. Sometimes the text will be like this also. Instead of greater than, less than also, it will be like this only. But right, why it is not identifying, right? The space is there. Space is there. You can see extra space is there.
Yeah, got it.
Extra space is there. To avoid this situation, there is one more syntax. To avoid the spaces, we have one more syntax called normalize space. Normalize. This is a method. Normalize
Space.
space.
Okay.
Normalize
So the
space. This
text
is a
can
method.
be the text can be in between the double quotes as well. That can
Correct.
also be there, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So, right, in normalized space, if you give text, right, it will remove the spaces. It will remove the spaces. So, right, what is the XPath you have written? What is the XPath you have written? See, I'm just modifying this XPath by using the normalized space method. You just pass. So you just pass your normalized space. Okay, see, normal. You put the normalized space, put the bracket, and put one more bracket. Now your text is placed in the normalized space function. It will remove the spaces and it will match. Now see the magic. Even though spaces are there, it will match. It's going to remove the starting spaces and the ending spaces. See, there is a one of the interview question. Yes. Now it is identifying normalized space.
Mhm. Got it.
Okay. Okay, normalized space. Next, one more syntax, one more interview question asked on the XPath is position. Okay, position. And right, I'll position. I'm going to ask one more tricky question on this, right? For last, I would like to ask one more question. So here, right, my real element present at last. For example, my real element is present at last but not one. Second last. How we are going to identify?
Second last, you mean to say that?
Yes. Last
Okay.
but not one.
Then maybe last minus one.
Correct. You are right. Put
Hmm.
minus one. Put minus one. It's going to identify last but not one. Okay. The next syntax is
So
the
in a
next.
similar way, only minus one is allowed or like
No,
minus
you
two?
can minus two anything you can. It will always search with the last. From
Can you show
last
an
it's going.
example, Mohan, on that?
Yeah, sure.
Hmm.
So your element is, for example, we already written that, right? Go with this example only. Okay. My
Mm-hmm.
real element is there at last minus one. I want to identify last minus one. So if
Okay.
you put minus one, right, it's going to identify last but not one.
Oh, that's
Audible.
great. Audible. Okay.
Correct. It
If I
always
want
starts
to
with the
go
last.
to the gift ideas, then again minus three.
Correct. Minus three.
Hmm.
Like that. Minus four. This is minus four, right? Sorry. Minus four.
Oh, got it.
Minus three. Sorry. Minus
Sorry.
three.
Hmm.
Gift ideas minus three. You are right. Okay.
Hmm. Thank you, Mohan. Yeah.
No problem. Right. One more interview question. Uh, asked, right? So if you go here, we have multiple occurrences. I want to get first two occurrences.
Mm-hmm.
First two occurrences. First two elements. I have how many elements? 31 elements.
31 elements.
31 elements are there. Okay, what is the first two elements? MX player and cell. How I can get first two elements? MX player and cell. How I can get first two elements?
By
Can you
using
tell me?
index. Index.
Okay. I can use index. Every time, right, I want to use one, and then I
Mm-hmm.
want to use change two. I don't want
Mm.
to change index. At a time,
Mm-hmm.
I want to get first two elements. How I can get first two elements?
You want to get first two elements.
Correct. First two
Mm-hmm.
elements.
Not sure.
For getting the first two elements, we are going to use position,
Mm-hmm.
position, position less than, sorry, position. We are going to use the method called position less than 3. Less than 3. Less than 3 is nothing but what? 1, 2. 1, 2.
Oh,
See, now I'm going to get which method I'm going to use?
two,
Fresh
two,
and fresh
two.
and MX player.
Oh, that's great. So, which are been the position less than three, one and two, you will be getting. Right?
Correct.
In the similar way, we can use instead of three,
Always
we can
write
use.
two difference. Okay,
Yeah.
always same. Just like last, right? We have a method called position. Position always starts with from starting. Last
Okay.
always starts from ending.
Ending.
Got it?
Got it. Mm.
Got it? If I want to get exactly second position, just like an
Mm.
index.
Mm.
Second position, you can give position equal to 3. For example, third position. What is the third element? 3. You can give instead of position equal to 3, you can provide 3 also. Direct. Index.
Mm-hmm.
Both are same. Your index operates with the position only. Okay, by default, your index method also operates with position. Okay, position 3 is in nothing but index 3. Got it? Got it. Now tell me. Now tell me, I want to get starting 5 elements. Starting 5 elements. How I can get first 5 elements? First 5 elements? First 5 elements. Less than 5. It's going to first 5 element less than 6. Sorry, less than 6. It's going to get first 5 elements. See, first 5 elements you're going to get. Got it? Position. Position always starts from starting. Or last always starts from end. The end. Okay. Now I would like to end the XPath common XPath syntaxes with XPath operators. Operators. Operators are nothing but what? Operators are nothing but what? Equal to, not equal to, not equal to, greater than,
Less than.
less than or equal to, greater than or equal to.
Mm-hmm.
All these are like operators. We already used equal to. See here, we already used equal. You can try with not equal to also. You can try with not equal to also. Okay, not equal to also. You can eliminate the things by using not equal to also. Got it? For example, see here. See here. Now see. Now, right, I have how many occurrences are there? 31. I want to eliminate. I want to eliminate customer services. I want to eliminate customer services. How I can eliminate customer services? What is the text of the customer services? What is the
Customer
text of the customer
service.
service? Customer service,
Customer
right?
service.
Just put and. Okay. Just put and. Okay. And text. Text not equal to customer service. Not equal to customer services. Customer services and put this bracket at last. Sorry. Did I miss anything?
One class equal to single quotes, no? Nav A.
Yeah, you can give double quotes also, but I in while providing in while providing in your Selenium, right?
Mm.
Better use single quotes. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
1 second. Why it's not working?
Maybe
Maybe see.
customer service also single quotes, Mohan. You have given after the parentheses the single quotes, customer service.
Yes, I went wrong. Here, right? Single quotes I want to give.
And
Second. Should work. 1 second. Yeah, I have put this right. 1 second. Let me remove this. Let me correct the syntax for this. Okay, now right, 31 occurrences are coming. And, okay, and I'm going to paste this. And text is not equal to, text is not C. Now I have eliminated the customer service.
yes,
So previously I have how many? Previously I have how many?
31.
31. See now how many are there? 30. Now see the magic. See, MX player is there, Cell is there, bestsellers, today's, mobiles, fashion, prime. See, now it will skip customer services. Is it skipping or not?
Yes.
Yes. This is the operator. You can use not equal to. You can use at attribute level also. You can use attribute level as well.
Okay.
Okay. These are the operators. You can use operators as well. I forgot to tell right and thing. Let me cover and also. Let me cover and also one more syntax is and or. And
Or.
or. Okay. And is right. Both the conditions should become true. Then only the elements are going to return. Or is one of them can be true. See, the R good example is for example, now tell me, see here for R, right? For R, either one should come. Either one should come. First, I'll start with and. I'll start with and. Okay. Now, 1 second. It got stuck. 1 second. Okay. Now, right? How many occurrences are there? 31. Right? The class name should be nav a also and the text should also. Now, text also should be what the text should be there. Text also new releases. New releases. Now tell me how many occurrences I'm going to get? How many occurrences I'm going to get? It should have class name with nav also and text right new releases also. I'm going to get one occurrence. Why? Both the conditions should match. Then the particular element is going to get. Now
Okay.
tell me if I use R, how many occurrences I'm going to get? If I use R, how many occurrences I'm going to get?
1.
Are you sure? One. R will first it will check with the class and it will check with the new releases. Now tell me how many elements it's going to come?
31.
Correct. It's going to come 31. See, it's going to check how many? How many? With R, how many?
32.
32. With navigation A, how many? With navigation A, how many? 31. With the
30.
text, how many? With
31.
text, how many? 1. 1.
1.
With the
1.
text, I'm going to get 1. It's going to sum up. 31 plus 1. 32. That is R and N. You can match, you can club right two or more attributes. Now
Okay.
coming to yeah, go ahead.
Okay. In and both the attribute and value should be working. It should be available basically
Yes,
in the
yes,
and. So
yes,
both should be there.
yes,
And then in the or, if one of the attribute value is correct, that's enough.
yes,
Based on that, it will identify.
yes. Based on that, it will identify.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next operators, right? I have seen you. Now, in one of the interview question, right? They
Mm.
asked, uh, they asked in Amazon company. Um, so there is the web page. There is the web page. So identify all the prices which are less than 1,000. Identify the price elements whose price is less than 1,000. How you are going to do that? By using operators. See, I go the price, inspect that. You're going to get the HTML DOM, right? So now see, what is the price? It's a text, right? It's a text. Slash slash span text. My question is asking less than 1,000. Text less than 1,000. See, is it identified all the prices with less than 1,000? See, that is the beauty. How many prices are there? 10 prices. 10 products are there with less than 1,000. There is one of the interview question asked in latest.
Most of the interview questions, Mohan, they'll be asking in Flipkart, can you check the mobiles which are less than
Correct,
50,000, 40,000? Yeah,
correct.
those are the questions they'll be asking in service
And
based.
right, these are like very, these are like most probably, these are like most of the interview questions on XPath, or they're going to ask on XPath access.
Yeah.
We are going to cover this concept in the next class. There is very, very interesting topic we are going to cover in next class. Huh. Priyanka, do you have any doubts on this XPath syntaxes? These are basic syntaxes. We are
Yeah,
going to deep dive into XPath access on tomorrow
yes,
in the next
Mohan.
class.
So in this today's session, I have understood what is the difference between the absolute XPath and relative XPath. Absolute XPath is like it's a too big, and even if one of the tag name has been missed, it will be like it will not able to find the element of this absolute in the absolute XPath. And the relative XPath is like very unique. That's what we have been understood. And then we have seen the in the XPath different functions. We have seen text functions, and if the text value is too big, then we have you seen the contains text, and then regular expression when your value is too big, then you use the contains again, and index also we have been seen. And then last function, so when you sure that you want to go to the last element, so instead of going through the index, you can go. So that is the last function. And normalize space text as well. So when you have a spaces in your text function, so then you can use the normalize space. And position also, yeah, that's because I was not aware of this position. So but this is when make me very clarity on this, because if your position, then if you're finding the elements with the less than 2, then you will be get the 1 and 2 elements and everything. Yeah,
Yeah,
everything is
and right, yeah,
clear, Mohan.
yeah. Thanks. You have understood everything, right? If interviewer asks some question, try to ask you to share your screen, and
Hmm.
they ask you to write an XPath, right? Don't get
Hmm.
panic. Understand the question properly, then write the XPath accordingly.
Yeah,
For example, okay. Thank you. And tomorrow in next session, right, we are going to see deep dive into the XPath access.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Mohan, for the wonderful session. And before we wrap up, I am excited to share that we are been starting a new batch for the SDET interview preparation soon. Can you show our yeah. So we are excited to share that we are starting a new batch for the SDET interview preparation soon. If you are interested in attending the live sessions, practicing with the real-time interview questions, and getting hands-on project experience, just I'll upload all the details in the description. So please drop a comment. I'll share the details with you. So we mostly prepare you for the interview perspective. We keep the coding exams, and we'll take the number of mock interviews until you become very confident. And so once you become confident, you can give your best in the real time interviews. Okay, thank you. So if you like our video, please like, share, and subscribe. So this will encourage us, and most probably we will do more videos on this. Next video will come up with the XPath access in a very detailed way, and with the more interview questions. Thank you, guys. Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you. See you on next class. Thank you. Thanks a lot.